You are now tuned into Check This Out News. We connect the streets. Oh, say the dark secret, Check This Out News. We bring it to you each and every week. And on the line, I got Mike Johns. Let's jump right into this thing, man. People love sexting. Break that down.
Well, a new survey was put together by the mobile health app Clue and the legendary Kinsey Institute, which really put together a survey that explored the effects of technology on sex. The interesting thing, the report revealed fascinating trends in how people all over the world are using smartphone apps for dating and sexual health concerns. This report was divided into 6 categories that really included find a date, learning about sex, sexual activities, the lesbian gay community, and the responses. Many of the people who were using the dating app to find sexual partners, we've come to find out that this is probably one of the big things that's trending, but no, not at all. In fact, only 34% of the respondents said that they use dating apps to find a significant other. Sexting, can you believe it? It remains extremely popular, as over 67% of the respondents surveyed basically concurred that, yes, they have had some encounters with either delivering or receiving some sexually explicit text. Very interesting. When you look at the data, again, by all the countries, it's interesting that the more technologically advanced countries, such as South Korea and Japan, sexting was about 30 to 34%, whereas in the U.S., 74%, Italy 54%, and France also at 54%. So it's really interesting. Sexting is here. It's a big thing, and it's not going away.
I guess nobody got any stats on North Korea, though. Keeping it moving, man. Now, the cannabis business, smoke weed every day, continues to explode, and the economy is unprecedented. But people are looking at delivery services like drones, correct?
Absolutely, man. And this is interesting. I got to say sorry to startups. Drone delivery for hamburgers, beer, and Amazon products might be around the corner, but don't keep your hopes up too high if there's going to be a cannabis delivery service using drones. The California Bureau of Cannabis Control have a new law that basically bans that. That idea has been shot dead. When I say dead, there are already some startups like Ease, McDeliver, and some other companies that have actually wanted to take advantage of this and maybe make drones the new frontier for delivery. The state of California just shut that down.
Oh, man. Content is king, huh? Now, everybody's got their smartphones. Everybody's got a data plan, hopefully, that they like. And it looks like you're going to be able to watch even more on it.
Yeah, man. Well, there's some interesting things going on right now. You got T-Mobile and its deal with Netflix. You got AT&T saying, well, if that's what T-Mobile did, then we're going to offer our customers HBO. And so it's really interesting to see what's going on in the mobile space. I think what's really even more interesting is that we've reported a couple weeks back that T-Mobile and Sprint were in talks. Well, those talks, we're now into round 3. If you go to former episodes of what we've covered on the T-Mobile Sprint partnership, where we compared it to Floyd Mayweather fight, is it going to happen? You remember the long, drawn-out contractual deals that went before that actual fight took place? That's what we got going on with T-Mobile and Sprint. Only now in this round, I think it's really interesting that T-Mobile CEO John Legere is slated to be the president should a merger between T-Mobile and Sprint take place. I thought that was interesting. This comes after the latest negotiation between Japan, SoftBank, which is a company that owns most of Sprint as well as T-Mobile, is looking to give up its ownership. And there's basically the talk of T-Mobile now saying, hey, they want to take it on. And I think what's really interesting is that since T-Mobile became the number 3 carrier, they're valued at $51 billion, while Sprint has a market value of $34 billion. This partnership would be interesting for the mobile ecosystem, for all the telcos. You know, that's your AT&T and Verizon. Those are the number 1 and number 2 players. So I know they're really watching what's going on.
Wow. And speaking of cell phones, we all know about Siri, especially if you're an iPhone user, and I guess that's what's known now as artificial intelligence. So,
Absolutely.
Artificial intelligence continues to grow. What's the latest in that realm?
Well, first thing we need to do is understand what exactly is AI, artificial intelligence. The term AI refers to a specific field of computer engineering that focuses on the creating systems capable of gathering data and making decisions and or problem solving. I like to say, for example, basic AI would be a computer that can take 1,000 photos of a cat for input, determine what makes them similar, and find photos of cats on the internet. The computer has learned the behavior, learned these are the characteristics that make up the cat, and uses this intelligence to find others that are similar. So in a nutshell, that's what AI is. This word is buzzing, particularly within the workforce, particularly within consumer products. So get to know it. We taught it to you. Artificial intelligence. That's our word of the day.
There it is, coming soon this holiday season. Now, speaking of artificial intelligence, wearable technology is something that I would believe is born out of that artificial intelligence. And these smartwatches and headphones continue to get hotter and hotter. Speak on that.
Well, you got to excuse me. I was just taking a sip of this Perfecto Mundo tequila. Gosh, pretty good when it's chilled.
Bro.
What we have here is the wearable tech. This is a $30.5 billion industry right now, and smartwatches is ranking to be number 3, according to the Gartner Force report. Smartwatches from Apple and Fossil probably lead the charge. What I found really interesting here is that children aged 2 to 13 are forecasted to be 30% of the entire smartwatch market. As younger audience start to embrace smartwatches, they will represent a new norm in lifestyle, much like the driverless cars, drone-powered delivery services, and artificial intelligence. So it's really interesting. We have wearable tech leading charge first with headphones. So let me note that as the number one wearable gadget as we get ready to get into the holiday season. Headphones followed by smartwatches.
Interesting, man. Now, with all this intelligence, it seems like even terrorist extremist groups are jumping into social media. That sounds a little odd.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Islamic State is now using Instagram to push its propaganda, according to new research found, saying that the terror groups have turned to Instagram and its story features to share its messages. Nearly 50,000 accounts linked to the Islamic State have already been identified by analysis as terror threats. This is according to the Associated Press. A lot of this data and what have you is coming from the software research group Ghost Data. I think that's a very interesting name. Tech companies, as you know, are under extreme pressure to identify extremist content and remove it as quickly as possible. So, yeah, right now we're seeing the Islamic State using Instagram to push propaganda. Tech companies are really buckling in, and they're going to crush that, and they're obviously aware and really going to be taking maximum efforts to just crush ISIS and what have you.
Interesting, man. Now, let's talk about Apple hiring a psychologist.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So we got to go back to Siri. This is why they're hiring a psychologist to be able to understand and, better yet, improve Siri. So Apple has found out that people are using Siri in a number of ways, basically in some for relationships, I'm lonely, advice, and, what's really interesting is for a healthier living. So it only makes sense that Apple would try to go ahead and look out for a psychologist who can help be a buffer between the technology that they've created and what they need to instill in the technology to better suit the customer.
Wow. Interesting there, man. Now, what's up with Lenovo's good deed?
Yeah, man, I'm really shouts out to Lenovo for what they're doing. They've partnered with NAF, a nonprofit education network, this year, basically that focuses on underserved high schools and STEM learning. And what they've done, students at 57 academies will have a chance to develop Android mobile apps using Lenovo's device for a chance to win a tech prize, which is all a part of the Lenovo Scholarship Network. So it's a really big thing. Right now, the learning communities have served over 5,000 students in 21 states, and their goal is to reach 10,000 additional students over the next 3 years. So I have to give them a shout out because here is a manufacturer of technology that's going even further to say we're going to get fully involved in STEM learning, but not just STEM learning. We're actually going after underserved markets. And this is really big for the minority, Black and brown community.
That's big, man. STEM on the rise. Now, top flight security, man. What's cracking with the Maple Leaf?
Yeah, so let's just say this. I like to say top flight security version 2.0, if you remember Ice Cube in the movie Friday.
We top flight security of the world, Craig, not just the city, the world.
Well, right there in Edmonton, Canada, they're rolling out a new robo parking patrol to now survey the parking area. So this new parking patrol basically is like a car-mounted camera that will automatically check license plates against the parking payment records in populated downtown areas within Edmonton. The wall-mounted camera will take pictures every time a car enters or exits the city-owned parking lot to ensure payment has been received. I find this very interesting because this is also, we're moving again into the days of automation. So there's a job that's being removed and that's being replaced by a robot. And then just look at the world, again, let's look at top flight security. Imagine in your shopping malls, in your schools, that now the patrol person is no longer a person, but in fact, top flight security version 2.0.
All right, it's time for our entertainment segment, and I got Christian on the line. Tell me what's good with Marshawn Lynch.
Well, Marshawn Lynch is getting his own TV deal, but it's actually through Facebook. The reality show will be about the Oakland Raiders running back called No Script, and it will be launched on Facebook's new TV line. So basically, everybody is trying to get into this content game, and especially with diversity in the content acquisition. So remember when I told about YouTube Red with Nick Cannon and Netflix with Shonda Rhimes? I mean, Facebook is planning to spend up to $1 billion on original shows for their new line of Facebook TV. So I think Marshawn Lynch's deal is actually one of the first. So it's pretty interesting that they go with a pretty fun character to, launch their TV line and to get viewers.
Wow, interesting right there. Shout out to Marshawn Lynch doing it big with the Raiders. What's going on with Slacker Radio?
Okay, so you guys remember Samsung Milk? It was powered by Slacker Radio on all Samsung phones, and it was a part of the phone interface, but, they got rid of it. Well, now Slacker Radio has been bought out as well. Slacker Radio is being acquired by Live Media in a deal that values the company at $50 million. Pretty big, a lot of money. Live agreed to pay $44 million in cash for the line and $6 million in stock to have the service and be able to use the Slacker Radio name. It's just big deals going on in tech and music. And once again, everybody is after content and the interfaces that are the ones who, carry it. So
there it is.
Big money, always moving.
That's what's up, Christian. Appreciate that. Now, we're going to take a quick break, and we got the Loonies. Of course, you remember them. I got 5 on it. Got them coming up next. Going to talk tech, cannabis, music, and so much more. And you're going to hear new music from the Loonies next. Right here is Take This Out News.
Hey, yo, this is Ice Cube. This is some of that exclusive you can't get nowhere else. Live Improve Beat.
Now we got One Nation with Greg Knights, Buckshot, Smith & Wesson, Melly Mel, Scorpio, Snoop, Corrupt, Daz, me, Scarface, Cocaine, Bone Thugs, Spice One, the Loonies.
Living life of an outlaw. On the block with the pack running routes, dog. Now I pull up in that Jaguar. Got me feeling like Pac, I'm a rap star.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
On the block with the pack running routes, dog. Now I pull up in that Jaguar. Got me feeling like Pac, outlaw. Sliding in the coupe, sipping gin and juice. Blowing on that chronic, call it Dr. Dre and Snoop. Game time, nigga, threw nummy to alley-oop. Stack over 2, time to reunite the group. Shout my nigga 40 with some money hogs too. At the doghouse, cooking up the dog food. Trade war stories like them outlaws do. Chat a nigga like cartoon, they outdraw you. Slide with the pack, nigga, Uno. Strap, hit a nigga with the Mac, Uno. I do it real big, nigga, sumo. Pull up with a Booyah tribe, shout out all my Uso. Underlay, niggas gotta pay. I'm so emotional about my guapole. Still ballin' every day at Thug Holiday. And I live that thug life like Papa say. Living life of an outlaw. On the block with the pack running routes, dog. Now I pull up in that Jaguar. Got me feeling like Pac, I'm a rap star. Living a life of an outlaw. On the block with the pack, running routes, though. Now I pull up in that Jaguar. Got me feeling like Pac, outlaw. Pull up on your block, no hesitation. Ballin' in